Hey there everybody, my name's Ryan from Askreddit Tells, and once again we're going to be looking at some of the best stories from r/EntitledParents. Before we do though, I'd really appreciate it if you could make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all the latest videos. Aunt demands my mom pays for her family portrait. This happened quite a while ago at a party for something. Backstory: EA, entitled Aunt, is the younger sister of my dad, and just like the rest of my dad's side, an entitled piece of crap. She's the youngest out of the siblings and was pregnant with her second child. This will be relevant later. I was 8 at the time, so while I was there for part of the story, most of the retelling is what my dad told me. So EA comes to our house along with her husband, EK. Me and the other kids stayed in the living room, watching TV and playing with toys. The parents, on the other hand, were chatting in the kitchen. Soon everyone was called for dinner. The parents started bragging about how amazing their kids were, and my mom, wanting to fit in, told them about how well behaved we were during the family photo we took. After dinner, the parents followed my mom to the fireplace where the picture was. The conversation moved to talking about their own family photos until EA's screaming broke the silence.
I want a family photo too.
D. Okay. EA.
Where did you get this photo?
My coworker does photography on the side. I could ask him.
Give me his number.
Okay. So EA, M, and D head to the kitchen. M gets her phone and tells EA the phone number of her coworker. M, you forgot the price. EA, the price is X amount. Price?
For the photo? Why are you telling me? You're paying.
D starts chuckling. What do you mean we're paying?
You have to pay for the photo.
Through laughter, we're not paying for shit.
You have to. You can't put a family photo up and not pay for everyone else to have a picture. That's rude.
D laughs louder cause everyone's coming to the kitchen. EA starts screaming at my mom about how she wants a photo too. EA's husband tells her to stop. EA continues to yell. D finally stops laughing and wipes tears from his eyes. EA first, we're not paying for anything. Second, get the hell out of my house. EA collects her kids and leaves. Though I'm not sure if this is true, my dad said on her way out my brother told her, "Bye-bye, rude fat lady." And I said, she's not fat, just rude. The party was ruined after that, and everyone left after some dessert. D got a call from multiple members of the family telling him to just pay for EA's family photo. D always replied with the same thing: I'm not paying for her entitlement. He then laughed when they started yelling and hung up. My dad's marvelous. Entitled Mill takes money on table. This happened about a year or so ago. My doctor had filed out a form for me to get a disabled placard, and I had to go to the notary. I only had a few dollars, so I asked my husband to leave me $5, so I had enough to do it. Now keep in mind, when he leaves me money, it's down by our end of the table. If either of us leaves it for her, it's by her place at the table. I come downstairs because I'm riding with Mill to her work because I don't drive and I'll meet my mom. I look for the money, I don't see it. No problem, I figured he'd forgotten and I'd asked where he came home from for lunch. He comes home. This is paraphrasing what happened. Cast: me obviously. DH, husband. EM, Mill. Did you forget to leave me money on the table? Oh no, it's there. I didn't see it. Maybe one of the cats knocked it off. Looks under the table and it's not there. EM, did you see the $5 DH left? Yes, I took it. What? Yes, I needed money. DH left that for me to get my form notarized. Fine. Here. Now I don't have anything to get lunch at work. I think we were both incredulous. If she'd asked him for a few dollars, he'd have helped her out. But the fact that she just took it without asking and got upset that she was called out on it's mind-blowing. Mill steals money from granddaughter. This happened a few years ago when I suck at writing, so sorry if this is disjointed and vague. I just read a story that made me remember. Edit: this was years ago when we confronted her and she denied it. We moved out and into a different state and have had no minimal contact ever since we put smaller change into the tin. As well as we didn't really keep track of the smaller 5, 10, and 20 notes, she could have taken more. Pretty sure if we hadn't have decided to open it, then she, more than likely, would have continued to steal from it. We used to have one of those money tins for my daughter's pocket money. The ones you need a can opener to cut the top off of once you've filled it, and only has the small slit on the top to put money in. We diligently put cash in for daughter's first trip to Luna Park and the Melbourne Zoo, and had Mill living with us at the time. We had definitely placed 3 $100 notes in there, pretty hard to mix up as an Australian note, all look really different, and lo and behold, we go and cut the top off with daughter to count how much she has to spend, and there's only one $100 note in there. Her father and I are scratching our heads trying to figure out how she got the 200 out. She had to have sat there with a pair of frickin' tweezers and carefully pulled the notes out until she got $100 ones. Still makes me mad. Aunt tries to force me to have her daughter as a flower girl. First post on my phone, non-native English, you know the drill. Cast. Me, EA, entitled aunt. Also my godmother. AD, adult daughter for the entitled aunt. YD, young daughter of the entitled aunt. Background, YD was 10 and AD was 30 at the time of this. The YD is on a pedestal and can do no wrong according to EA. The AD is pretty self-sufficient, has worked to her own money since she was 16, etc. She has a family of her own and eloped shortly after her kid was born, without inviting her mom. The EA, she had gotten engaged a couple of years before but became pregnant, and having a child changed her plans from a big wedding to a simple eloping. The EA was somewhat understandably upset that AD eloped and she didn't get to witness her wedding, except she was more upset that YD didn't get to be a flower girl. EA had bought a flower girl dress for YD immediately after AD got engaged, so about 2 years prior, without even asking whether she wants a flower girl at her wedding. Next up, my wedding. Exactly 1 year before my wedding day, I sent an informal save the date to extended family members in the group chat. In the message, I specifically said, adult members of the family, please save the date, because I knew YD would show up at our adults-only wedding if I left any room for vague. This is widely known enough that AD and my sister both immediately PM me to joke about the upcoming shit show. Sure enough, like clockwork, EA answers me privately, and here's a translation of that discussion. Wonderful to have a wedding coming up. Do you need a little flower girl who already has a dress ready? No thanks, we decided we'll only have adults in the bridal party. No flower girls at all. The entire wedding is adults with only no minors involved. My apologies. Well, maybe we can't come either. Then can't be sure about a babysitter, especially when the extended family will be at the wedding as well. Oh, sorry to hear. That's why I wanted to send the save the date info so early so everyone who wanted to attend has time to make all the arrangements they need. Can't make arrangements for kids a year beforehand. You'll see when you have your own kids. If the kid was invited, we could immediately confirm that we're coming unless one of us gets sick. This is not just about what I want. I was so happy to hear you're having a wedding since my own daughter didn't. It's possible that I'll understand many things if I have kids of my own someday. The beauty of a long time period is that you can make arrangements whenever is good for you. YD is a big girl already, and like you said, just last month she's old enough to have sleepovers with friends. We are having a wedding, yes, and this will be the kind of wedding we want. We want a wedding that is adults only. At this point, she starts to back down. Thankfully, clearly due to the fact that I pulled the What the Bride Wants card and insinuated that she had criticized my adult-only wedding plans. It was the right card to play, though, because she didn't bring the flower girl or adult-only thing up again, not even when she received the actual invitation that also said adults only. Side notes, as a comparison, AD's babysitter plans fell through a couple of weeks before the wedding, and her husband stayed home with the kid. Even in this situation, they just politely canceled his attendance and didn't complain or try to bring their kid. AD still plans on having a wedding celebration at some point. It will be adults only, and I think she still hasn't told EA that YD won't be invited to that one either. Our wedding was adults only. Did she really think an 11-year-old would have been any fun being the only kid at the party? I'm pretty sure EA never asked the girl what the kid would actually want to be a flower girl or attend the wedding. Apart from the entitled behavior, the most mind-boggling thing in all of this is the flower girl's dress. The dress was bought when YD was about 8 years old, and my wedding was when she was 11. How exactly did EA think the dress would still fit her growing daughter is beyond my imagination. And that about does it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure to check out some of our other stuff and even subscribe. As always, my name's Ryan from Askreddit Tells, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.